Clarksville's government is breaking the back of the taxpayer and putting a gun to the head of capitalism.
You have began a total waste of time.
Oh, my dad makes me want to dig my eyes out with a spoon!
We're locked, loaded, and ready to rumble.
The views and opinions expressed on this commentary are strictly the views and opinions of Chris. Chris, however, does not agree with his views and opinions 100% of the time, nor does Chris ever like to take responsibility of his views and opinions. Unless, of course, you agree with Chris's views and opinions, then Chris will take full responsibility. Thank you for your time, and please enjoy the commentary.
Hello and welcome to A Total Waste of Time. This is for those of us who have nothing better to do. Ask yourself this: would you rather set your toenails on fire, or would you rather listen to me? The year is 1978. Clarksville decides to build a marina on the Cumberland River. Why did it take 30 years to finally get it started? Here's some food for thought. Maybe 30 years ago, they were actually too smart to build the marina. Maybe 30 years ago, that generation had more sense. Last Thursday, July 17, 2009, the groundbreaking ceremonies started. Thus begins the Clarksville Marina project. Blah, 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 blah. 30 years ago, it was going to cost the great city of Clarksville $1 million to build the marina. Today, what's it going to cost? $32 million. How many of you out there ever built a house? How many of you actually stuck to your budget or came in under budget? Yeah, I don't think anybody's raising their hand out there. Although $32 million seems like a lot of cash, we're probably going to end up spending more. And when I say we, I'm talking about the taxpayers. I personally would like to propose that the city of Clarksville initiate another plan, and that is to give every single individual in Clarksville money to buy a boat, so we can all take part in the fun and festivities at the marina, so we can sail down the muddy, stinky waters of the Cumberland, or maybe frolic on our jet skis while being chased by a 500-pound mutated, one-eyed catfish. This is a quote from our beloved leader, Johnny Piper. He said on last Thursday at the groundbreaking, if you look at all the cities throughout Tennessee that are on rivers, they all have marinas. And I'm thinking there is not a better reason to build a marina than just because everybody else is doing it. I mean, hey, that's what got me through high school, right? I did what I did because everybody else was doing it. Not once did I think about how cool it would be to be a trendsetter or maybe even a leader, because it just makes sense. Clarksville's on a river. Any other city that's on a river has a marina, so we should build one and spend $32 million of taxpayer money to do it. You know what I would have been cool about spending my tax money on? He could have hired 100 people, given them government jobs, and used them to scout and find investors to actually buy the property from the city and actually build it with private money and not take it out of our pockets. That would have been cool. That would have fueled our economy. That would have paid some taxes. That would have improved the quality of life in Clarksville. I mean, let's face it, anything the government has their hands in, they're going to screw it up. It doesn't matter how good they are, they're going to screw it up. But when you take a private investor with a vision, things are going to turn out cool. I mean, imagine if the government had been in charge of Disneyland. Disneyland would suck. It took somebody like Walt Disney with a vision and the passion to make it what it is today. The great city of Clarksville and Johnny Piper plan on having the marina done about this time next year. And if you don't think taxes are going to go up, you're smoking crack. Our taxes haven't went up in about 10 years. And you know, we're the 5th largest city in Tennessee, and I think, and I could be wrong on this one, the fastest growing city in Tennessee. When you start raising taxes and making it harder on the small businessman and people like you and me, it's going to be like feeding coffee to a 3-year-old with an IV. We ain't going to grow anymore. Is it just me, or is it when every time Piper gives a speech or he talks to us, it's like he's talking down to us? He said there are a lot of people that just don't see the vision that this project offers. He said this is one giant step for Clarksville. The part that he didn't say was this is one giant step in the wrong direction. When the marina's finally finished and everybody has a boat, who can afford the rental fee to keep it there? And you know, hello.
Hey, Chris, this is Johnny Piper.
Hey, what's up, Mayor Piper?
Well, I was just listening to you rant and rave about the marina, and I'll tell you what the problem is.
What's that, Mr. Piper?
See, Chris, what you lack is the vision. You don't understand this is one giant step for Clarksville, and you, like many other people, just don't see the vision. And quite honestly, It made me laugh when you talked about everybody having a boat in Clarksville. And you can trust me when I say this, the only boat that's going to be purchased with taxpayer money in Clarksville is going to be my own.
Okay, Mr. Piper, pardon me for saying this, but I just can't help but feel like you're talking down to me whenever you talk about this stuff. I mean, what vision are you talking about? What am I missing here? I know you're going to build a marina. I know we're going to have restaurants, shops, all that great stuff on the Cumberland River. But what am I missing?
Well, Chris, many people would say that the taxpayers' money would be well spent on strengthening our police force, or maybe dumping a little bit more money into the schools. Well, what I'm thinking is the park is also going to provide a place for the homeless, and that's the vision that I'm talking about.
Okay, Mr. Piper, I'm totally lost now.
Well, Chris, the vision I'm talking about is simple, kind of like you, and it really doesn't surprise me that you don't understand, Chris. Let me explain it to you. Let me break it down. Eventually, we're going to rename the marina into the Piper Money Pit. And pretty soon after it opens, we're going to close it down. All the homeless people will be able to stay on the boats at the abandoned marina. And eventually, those boats will sink along with all your tax dollars and the homeless people, thus ending Clarksville's homeless problem. Well, Chris, anyway, I better get going. Me and the wife are planning another trip to Hawaii. And I just want to take this moment to thank all the taxpayers of Clarksville for funding the trip. Aloha.
Okay. Throughout his whole speech, he must have said it at least 10 times, how the marina is going to improve the quality of life for Clarksvillians. I don't understand how the marina is going to improve my quality of life. I don't understand how our government can hold capitalism hostage and make this a taxpayer-funded program. Our country was built on people taking risks and investing money and building empires, not on government handouts. Well, that's about all I have time for today. Just something else to fight about around the kitchen table. Until next time, remember this: one small step for mankind, one giant leap for Clarksville into the Piper Money Pit.